Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video we are diving into a powerful credit risk analysis project using Power BI. We will be working with a real world loan applicant data over 32,000 rows and 12 columns. So if I just scroll a little bit, you can show the row number is 32,574. This is one of the best projects to showcase your data analysis skills, whether you are building a portfolio or updating your resume. It's practical, it's in demand, and it covers exactly what companies look for in a data analyst. We will also be learning new skills required for professional data analysis, from understanding the data structure to data cleaning, feature engineering, and building powerful visual insights. And if you have any questions or doubts at any point, feel free to drop them in the comments below. I always try to reply and help you out. Now, as I always say, before we do any work on the data, a good data analyst must first understand the data itself. So let's get started by exploring and understanding the columns in our dataset. So let's understand about the columns. So as we can see, the first column is person age. So it's normal, the age column, there is nothing to be understand. Person income, it's the annual income of the person. Person home ownership, where we have mortgage, other, own or rent. Okay, it's about the home ownership. After the person employment length, it's the employment length in years, like how many years the person worked in any organization. So after that, loan intent, the reason for loan, like loan intent, you can see personal loan, education loan, a venture loan, debt consolidation loan. Okay, it is the reason. So after that, loan grade, so it's normal, the loan grade like A, B, C, D, it's till G. Okay, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and it's the loan amount, it's the normal thing. After that, loan interest rate, loan status. So what is about loan status? Loan status means 0 is non-default, 1 is default. Okay, so if it's 1, it's a default person. If it's 0, it's a non-default person. So loan of percent income, so it's about the income of the person. Okay, it's about the percent of income. After that, default on file, historical default. Okay, so CB person default on file means, Y means the person has defaulted, meaning they failed to pay, they failed to repay the loan at some point, and N means the person did not default, they repaid the loan on time. So after that, credit history length, so means length of the credit time. Okay, so it's the risk score, it's calculated by me. Okay, after that I will tell you how I calculated or why I calculated these things. So till this our columns are there, like it's about the last column is CB person credit history length. Okay, it's the last column, CB person credit history length. Okay, it's the last column. But about this I will tell you after some time. Okay, so let's start the video, and if you are new to the channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button. I am currently uploading some real world data analysis projects based on the demand from many of you. But after the next 2-3 projects, I will be uploading detailed videos covering every important concept in data analysis. Now let's get into the actual analysis. We will be answering a few key questions in this video, and I encourage you to try different approaches also. What I am showing you here is one way, but feel free to customize it according to you. So our first question is, calculate the average loan amount and the average interest rate for each loan grade, and how do these metrics correlate with the default rate. So for this, first I added a text box and wrote credit risk analysis to give the report a proper title. I adjusted the formatting, changed the font, added a background color, aligned the text. This part is completely up to you. Now for the first visual, I added a matrix visual. In the rows, I dragged the loan grade. Okay, I dragged the loan grade. After that, in the values, I added average loan interest rate and average loan amount. This gives us a nice breakdown by loan grade. But we have to add the default rate per grade. So it's not in the column. So I created this as a measure. So how we can create a measure? So we can go here, and after that from home or from table tool, both in both places we have the option to create a new measure. Here also new measure. Okay, so go to home and click a new measure. I already created, so I will explain you about the formula. So what is the formula? It's about the formula, normal thing like default rate per grade. How we can get that? It's about to count the row number of the defaulters, like loan defaulters, and divide it by, like I applied the divide formula. Okay, and from where we divide the count rows of the total data set, like it's 32,574. Okay, so and I did a group by, like for the all except, like in SQL or like group by we can use all except, and it's about the loan grade because we need for loan grade. After the DAX function we have to just click in enter and it will create the DAX. After that I need to just drag the default rate per grade here to show these things. Okay, so it's about our first visual. So let's move on to the next question in our credit risk analysis. So the question is, create a report visualizing the distribution of loan status across different employment length and home ownership statuses. Which combination shows the highest default rate? For this I created a stacked column chart. Okay, here is the stacked column chart. On the x-axis I drag the employment length. Okay, and this shows how many years the applicant has been working. On the y-axis I used the average of loan status if loan status is binary like Y or N. In the legend I added home ownership. This includes categories like own, rent, mortgage and other. This setup shows us how loan default behavior varies based on how long someone has been employed and their home ownership type. Next we are going to explore how the purpose of the loan or the loan intent affects borrowing behavior. The question number 3 is, segment the borrowers by loan intent and visualize the average income and average loan amount for each segment. Which intent has the highest loan amount to income ratio? So here is what I did. I created a clustered column chart. On the x-axis I drag loan intent. Okay, this shows why the person is taking the loan for education, home improvement, medical or personal use, etc. And in y-axis I drag average of loan amount and average of person income. So this chart helps us visually compare how much people are earning versus how much they are borrowing based on their intent for the loan. From the chart we can clearly see that for home improvement the average of person income is slightly higher compared to others. So let's go to the fourth question. The fourth question is, considering CV person credit history length as a time dimension, analyze how the loan default rate has changed over the years. Implement a time slicer to adjust the viewed period. Okay, so how we can do that? Line chart. In x-axis I drag the CV person credit history length, and in y-axis I drag DF rate by credit history. So it's a measure. Okay, so how I created that? So just go to the formula and let's check. So I count the row number of the loan status, where 1 means the default loan applicant's row number divided by the total row number. Okay, and group by CV person credit history length. So I created the measure. After that I drag the measure in y-axis and I receive the chart like this, and I change the formatting and it's looking beautiful now. So after that I received all the things and implement a time slicer. Okay, so I apply a slicer. Okay, a slicer. I selected a slicer and after that I dragged. It's the CV person credit history length, but I renamed as years. Okay, like this you can rename it. Okay, by just double click on that. After that, if we change the rate, you can change the charts are changing. Okay, according to our requirement. After that, the next question is, create a 40 parameter to simulate different scenarios based on varying interest rates. How do changes in interest rates potentially affect the default rates? Okay, how we can create that? So I created that by going to modeling tab. After that, it is the what if. Okay, new parameter. After that, you can create the numeric range or field as per you. So I selected this. After that, you can just rename as interest rate and create. It will create like this. Okay, after that, what if parameter created, we can just keep the slicer like this. Okay, according to this change we can change the line. Okay, according to the interest rate. So the write a DAX formula to calculate the risk score for each loan considering factors such as loan amount, percent income, default history and employment length. Define the risk score formula based on these factors. Okay, so if you think a little bit, you will get the formula. Okay, it is a big formula. Now I am going to show you, but don't worry about that. It's normal, the mathematical formula I applied in DAX only, so that's why it's looking like big. So how I created that, so you can just pause the video and see, and don't worry about the formula because it will not come to any exam or anything. It's the normal math formula. If you know how we can apply all the things like marks, divide, if, where we need to apply, so you can do this. Okay, so don't worry about the formula now. It's the normal thing, so don't worry. So after I created the risk score by applying this formula, I created the risk category. It's the normal thing, as you all know, like we applied switch, after that true, after that I applied if the risk score is greater than equal to 0.75, it's high risk. If it's greater than equal to 0.5, it's medium risk, else it's low risk. So I created the column, so it's about this question. Okay, after that, okay, it's an important question like implement row-level security to ensure that users can only view the data relevant to their specific region or department. So in this data there is no region or department, so we can just change the, okay, we can apply the loan intent. So let's apply. So just go to the home. Okay, let's go to the any page. Okay, just go to the home, and after that go to modeling tab. Here we can apply the row level security. Okay, like if we publish it in Power BI service or something, if we want to see it by different department or different region, so we can do it here. So here we just need to add a new thing. Okay, and here we can view as, okay, so if I share it to the education department, so they can only see about the education. Okay, here it also changed. So let's check for the medical. So for medical department it's the data. Okay, and for personal it's like this. Okay, so it's changing according to the department, like we can select the HR department, finance department, or any other department, production department. We can share the data according to the department also. So guys, you can analyze anything which is required to show the stakeholder. Okay, like I created this data, it's not in the question, like I created by loan intent by age. So by age, from education, for home improvement, for debt consolidation, for personal loan, how many loan applicants are there, I already created. As you saw, there is no complex formula involved here, just using Power BI visuals and smartly to uncover insights from the data. If you have any doubts, feel free to drop your questions in the comments. I always try my best to respond and help out. Also, if you want tutorials on any specific topic related to Power BI or data analytics, just let me know in the comments. I am uploading more project based videos now, but I will soon be starting a series on core concepts and techniques step by step. So keep watching and don't forget to like, share and subscribe to stay updated.